Hi Rose! In today's video I'm going to talk to you about the Disneyland Paris dining plan. Now when I first heard about the Disneyland Paris dining plan, it confused me a little bit because it's set up really differently to the Disney World one, and I don't think it's as simple to understand. So in this video I'm going to talk to you about different meal plan options that you can have, also restaurants that I've eaten at and restaurants that I would recommend going to. So the first thing that you need to know about the dining plan is you can choose half board or full board. Sometimes the half board dining plan comes for free in the different offers that you can get on the Disneyland Paris website. I have had the free half board dining plan in the past, but half board basically means you get one meal per every night of your stay. Full board means you get 2 meals per every night of your stay. Now these meals are table service meals. They aren't quick service meals. Quick service meals aren't included in this dining plan as far as I'm aware. It isn't like Disney World, whereas you can get a table service and a quick service. It is just table service and buffet service dining. For each of these you get a voucher. So if you have the half board you will get 1 voucher per day. If you have the full board you will get 2 vouchers per day. There are also 3 different tiers that you can have. The first one is standard. This standard dining plan is the one that I had. That means you can eat in the buffet restaurants without paying any extra. Each of the vouchers does have a cash value. This means you can eat at other table service restaurants and just pay the difference. For example, I went to Spur Steakhouse and used one of my vouchers, and this took €21 off the bill. So you can do that, and you can use the meal vouchers to reduce the bill by that amount. The next tier is the Meal Plan Plus. This means that you can eat at all the buffet service restaurants and most of the table service restaurants without paying any extra cost. Normal table service restaurants do include places like Blue Lagoon, Cafe Mickey, Spur Steakhouse. Now the final tier is the premium tier. This means you can eat at any of the restaurants on site without paying any additional costs. But this also opens up the 3 premium restaurants to you. Although I believe it's now 4 premium restaurants because Walt's has recently been upgraded to a premium restaurant. So the premium restaurants are Auberge de Cendrillon, California Grill and Inventions, and of course Walt's as far as I'm aware. The cash value of these vouchers does differ. So say if one of the vouchers was worth €27, it'll say on the vouchers how much they're worth, and it does differ from year to year. So you'll get that amount knocked off your bill if you decide to eat at a higher tiered restaurant. Alongside these vouchers, you also get a Pause Gourmand voucher. This is a tea time treat. It entitles you between the hours of 3 PM and 6 PM to get a little snack. They do have certain restaurants written on the back of this voucher which you can go to. So not all of the quick service restaurants actually do this, but the ones that you can go to will be written on the back. And for this you're entitled to get a donut, or it's usually a donut. I have seen in one of the restaurants they did an apple strudel. I think it was the Pinocchio themed one in Fantasyland Chateau de Marionette, I'm thinking. So you can sometimes get something different, but usually it is a donut. It also entitles you to a drink, so you can get like a bottle of pop, cup of tea, hot chocolate. Now I found when I had the meal plan I didn't actually eat the donut. I think I ate it once because I just wasn't hungry at the time, but the cup of tea was most welcome and the hot chocolate was most welcome because it was freezing when I went. So it gave us a little chance in the afternoon to just go and have a sit down inside, have a warm up, have a nice cup of hot chocolate or a nice cup of tea and just chill out for a little bit. Now do be aware that sometimes these meal plan vouchers can only be exchanged for a set menu. So some restaurants might have a certain menu where you can pick off, or a set menu where you get a starter, main and dessert, and then there's certain selections on that menu, so do be aware of that. I think the 2 that I'd have to recommend the most would be Spur Steakhouse and Bistro Chez Remi, because the meals I had from there were absolutely superb. I ate at Spur Steakhouse as a vegetarian, and it might seem a bit ironic, a vegetarian going to a steakhouse, but it was amazing. The starter, I had sweet corn soup, and I still think about that sweet corn soup. It was so good. It was the best soup I've ever had. For the main, they made me a pasta and it had tofu in it, and it has a really nice dressing. It had loads of vegetables in it and it was really good. And for the pudding, I also had a chocolate brownie ice cream, and it was just amazing. The service was great, the atmosphere was great, and I really recommend Spur Steakhouse. It also wasn't that expensive. I believe me and Rachel actually, with our vouchers, we only had to pay €7 on top of our vouchers. I think our vouchers were worth either 25 or €27 when we had the standard meal plan. So we only actually had to pay like €7 on top of that. And pretty much that was because we bought a large bottle of water to go with our meal, so it was really good value. As for Bistro Chez Remi, I paid that out of pocket on my last trip and I ate there as a vegan. We chose the Remi menu, I think it was, which was a set menu and you get a starter and a main with it. For the starter, I had the salad without cheese and I just put loads of balsamic dressing on it and loads of olive oil on it, and it was really nice. And for the main, I had a tofu dish, which was delicious, even though the portions were slightly smaller. And I don't think it was the best value for money, but I really liked the theme, and inside the restaurant, the food was amazing. And they really spoke to me about my dietary requirements. So someone came over to me and had a talk with me and said like what she recommends that doesn't contain dairy, to not get the sauce on the dishes because the sauce has got dairy in them. And they were really, really helpful. I would really recommend them two places to eat at. Another place that I really enjoyed was the Inventions Brunch. I don't know how this works with the meal plan because to pay out of pocket it's about €70, so I don't know whether it's included with the meal plan. You would have to check on that, as I'm not sure off the top of my head. More so for the characters you got, like I met 13 characters in 2 hours, and some of the characters I've never met before, like Rabbit. I got to meet Rabbit, I've never met Rabbit before. I got to meet Flynn Rider, I've never met Flynn before. And it was just really nice, and we got talking to these girls behind us as well, so it's a great atmosphere. We got talking to the tables next to us. The buffet was amazing. I don't know how it would be going there as a vegan, but as a vegetarian, there were loads of options that I could have. There was loads of salad, there was an amazing risotto, there was potatoes, there was loads of puddings that I could still have, and it was just really great. And the food was such good quality for a buffet style restaurant. It was amazing quality. My mum in particular really enjoyed it, and she filled up her plate. She loved meeting the characters as well. She loved that the characters came round to your table. She was in her element there. So if you do have the money to spend on it, or there is a certain themed brunch coming up that you want to go to, I would recommend Inventions. Places I intend to eat at in future trips. First on my list is Blue Lagoon. Like next time I go on a Disneyland Paris trip, I will be booking Blue Lagoon because it just looks amazing, and just the atmosphere of it looks amazing. You're inside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, so I will be booking that. Now the question I get asked the most is whether the Disneyland Paris meal plan is worth it. Is it worth paying out for it? Is it worth having it as an add-on to your holiday? Now, to be honest, I don't think it is. I don't know, I don't think I would ever buy it. Firstly, because I'm an annual pass holder, so I get discount on food anyway, or I get discount on the restaurants anyway. But I just didn't think, I don't know, I just didn't think it was worth it at the end of the day. Especially the standard one as well. Like the buffet restaurants weren't that amazing. Now, if you get it for free in your holiday, fair enough, like that's great. Like the only reason I got it was because we got it for free. But I much prefer in Disneyland Paris to not have to pre-plan as much. So on our last trip, we just went along on the day and booked the restaurants while we were there. It's up to you, I guess. Like if you know that you're going to be eating at a lot of table service restaurants and you're going to book them all in advance and you're going to get use out of your meal plan vouchers, then that's fair enough, but I personally just wouldn't pay out for it. I don't think the table service options in Disneyland Paris are as good as Walt Disney World, to be honest. Like I love Disneyland Paris, and well, I wouldn't become a pass holder if I didn't love Disneyland Paris, but just the food isn't as great as I thought it would be. So if you are intending to eat a table service meal every day, then by all means go for it. But if you're only intending to have 1 or 2 table service meals, or you're not that bothered, or maybe you're just going to try counter service, then I'd say just pay out of pocket. Don't bother getting the meal plan. I know that's kind of like skirting around the question and I've not really answered it properly. I don't know, I'd just say that if someone said to me, is it worth getting the meal plan at Disneyland Paris, I would say no. But again, as I said, skirting around the issue, it does depend on your situation. If you know you're going to get a use out of it, if you know you want to eat at those table service restaurants, then go for it. But for me personally, it wouldn't be worth it. I hope that has answered some of your Disneyland Paris meal plan questions. As I said at the start of this video, it can be a little bit confusing, and I will link below some of the websites which helped me when I was researching into the meal plan. I don't think the Disneyland Paris website really describes it very well or really gives decent instructions towards it. So there are some other websites which I'll link below, let you have a look at. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions at all about the Disneyland Paris meal plan, do let me know down in the comments and I will answer them as quickly as I can. Thank you for watching and bye!